Welcome to Section 420, Talkin Yankees, the podcast. Well, I wish I had better news for you, but it actually keeps getting worse. Probably as worse as it could get in terms of getting swept by the New York Mets in the Subway Series. So, the official 2024 Subway Series, the 2 games in Queens and then 2 games in Bronx, the Yankees absolutely swept. And really, maybe look at 3 out of the 4 games is really completely just blown out there. So, now the theme of the Yankees is that they're angry. Okay, finally. It's good to finally see that you're angry. So, we'll kind of get into the whole situation with the Yankees in the air there, and I feel that possibly the first time, maybe Aaron Boone's job might be in jeopardy. So, jump into it. So before we get started, make sure you subscribe to this podcast, Section 420 Talkin Yankees, and there's also the YouTube version of the show. Just dropped the latest episode, so go over to YouTube, Section 420 Talkin Yankees, check that out. So, again, the Yankees really miserable, really June. Now you're looking at a miserable July, which is almost over. And, of course, the trade deadline coming up next week. But what you figure, like, well, what doesn't even make a difference? Who are you going to get here to really change anything majorly? And now you're hearing that little slight whispers that maybe if the Yankees really have a bad stretch there, that maybe Aaron Boone's job might be in jeopardy. And I kind of feel that for the first time, even though they're having their struggles, whether previous seasons or even like up to the All-Star break of this season, never really felt Aaron Boone's job would be in jeopardy, just because that's not the way the Yankees roll. An organization like that is not going to fire a manager in season. But you get to a point where it's just like, you got to do something. We saw what they did last season. Obviously, they fired the hitting coach. They brought in Sean Casey. Maybe it worked for like a week. It helped a little bit, but really didn't make much of a difference. So, again, I'm not a big believer in firing managers and firing coaches and stuff like that. Again, it's on the players. But you get to a certain point where it's like, all right, if you're the owner, Hal, and if you're Cashman, you have to show that you're doing something, all right? You have to hold the team accountable some way. You can't fire the players. We all know that. And if you want to check out the most recent YouTube episode, I mentioned that they got to find a way to dump DJ LeMahieu. He's not a Major League Baseball player anymore. I'm sorry, unfortunately. He's batting under 200. Okay, great. He got the 1 home run. Whoop-de-doo. But again, Josh Donaldson had better numbers, kind of, if you want to look at it. About the same handful of games last season he played for the Yankees before they dumped him. So they're going to have to dump DJ and then make a couple of moves by the trade deadline. I believe that's coming up this coming Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. Something with Torres. I mean, okay, great. He hit a home run in the Subway Series. He hit 2 home runs. Great. He's only up to 9 home runs. I mean, a guy like him at this point should have more than 9 home runs. So, those are 2 of the many other spots that are really hurting the Yankees there. But really, DJ LeMahieu number 1 and Gleyber Torres number 2. Again, the Yankees got to just make a move or something, just bring a second baseman here, something to shake up that infield. Now, look, they also got some pieces back, which I kind of covered in the most recent YouTube episode. They ramped up Jason Dominguez, his rehab, where he was kind of doing nothing for a while. I mean, you didn't hear anything. He wasn't doing any baseball activities. And then, again, hit the fire alarm. Let's get him up here as soon as possible. Now, had him take some batting practice. He's going to report to AAA next week, and then from there, when they feel he's had an adequate number of games or at bats, however they want to judge this, then you'll see him up here, as well as Giancarlo Stanton. Just around this upcoming weekend, they're going to make a decision on him. Probably see him a game or 2 in the minors, just to just kind of get his swing in there and just get a couple of reps, and then you'll probably see him back. So, okay, good. Those are 2 good pieces that will help lengthen out the lineup, because again, this offense has been putrid. I know Cole's had a bad game, in the second game against the Mets. His 2 starts before that were pretty sharp, so I don't put that too much. Cole's just kind of bad time to have a bad start, but overall, it's the offense that's been bad. And even look at the first game, the Yankees got a decent start out of Luis Heel, but again, he left a 1-1 score there. And then Mike Tonkin, who's overall been good for the Yankees, obviously coughed it up, and the Yankees lose the first one there 3-2. With an opportunity to maybe have a little magic there in the ninth, but Judge uncharacteristically struck out. Actually took 2 cold strikes there, I guess, because the pitcher was so wild, he wasn't expected to get a strike there, and he was walked 4 times in the game. So the whole thing was it's just a lot of bad things happening at the same time. The second game, the Yankees has absolutely got their doors blown off. Again, Cole did not have a good start. But again, the same thing with the offense. They only scored 3 runs. So both games, you get 2 runs in the first game, 3 runs. And again, that's just been the problem with this team. The offense has been bad. Beyond Soto and Judge, after that, no one's doing anything. So getting Stanton back, getting Jason Dominguez in there in the mix, that's probably going to take a lot of bats away from Verdugo. I like Verdugo, I don't say, but he's been slumping a little bit. But look, if you're not going to pull your weight, then you're going to lose some at bats, and you've got to put Jason Dominguez in left if you can handle it, which you should be able to. That might be the solution. But overall, to get back to the theme, is that things are quiet right now with Cashman. Things are quiet right now with Hal Steinbrenner. But I can understand they're probably seething behind the scenes there. And if George Steinbrenner was around and the Yankees got swept by the Mets the way they did, especially, that final game in the Bronx where it was just all Met fans cheering, 12-3 loss, absolutely getting embarrassed. you saw the Yankees, stay on top of the dugout there just with their faces hanging. And then afterwards, Boone was angry. Cole was angry. Even, Susan Waldman in her post-game report saying that Boone was dropping some, expletives and curses, which normally he doesn't do. So, is he truly angry? Is he kind of putting on a little show that he's angry? We don't know. But when you get to the point when you do something you uncharacteristically do, that means something big, I think, is around the corner there. So we'll see what happens. The Yankees got a stretch here. Going to be up at Fenway against the Boston Red Sox. Obviously, Boston's been smacking the Yankees around so far all this season, even though the Yankees have the better record, supposed to be the better team, quote unquote. But you got that, and then after that, the Phillies, who again perhaps one of the best teams in baseball. So we'll see what happens with the next stretch of games here. But if the Yankees just absolutely get clobbered, I think very well could be a situation where they relieve Boone, just to you got to do something. So this is the first time I feel that maybe Boone's job could be in danger again over this next two series. Get Boston and Phillies. The Yankees really get clobbered. I think you could see something around the trade deadline. And I think you're going to see some big moves by Cashman to shake this up, because you can't keep running this roster out there. It's just not working. I know you're getting Dominguez back and Stanton back, but first of all, you can't just assume, you put them in there, they're going to be great. We don't know. They're coming back from rehab. Dominguez could play 2 or 3 games and then get hurt again. We don't know. I'm assuming they're going to be good. Same thing with Stanton. All right, you put him in there. He's had a good season up to the point he got hurt, but you don't know. So I think you're going to see some moves. You get them back, but again, I think for the first time, Boone's job could be in jeopardy, because you got to shake it up somehow. If these players aren't hitting, they're not responding, they're doing stupid things on the field, like slow trotting around the bases, taking forever. And you saw Boone's antics, fighting with the umpires. And I know he defends his players and stuff like that, but after a while, all that stuff gets tired a little bit. And I just think the whole thing collectively just might be putting him over the edge. And if the Yankees have again a bad stretch coming up here, you can see him getting pushed off. Just kind of feel for the first time it's in the air a little bit. So that's where we stand with the Yankees. Things aren't getting better. It's just, just to their luck, the Baltimore Orioles haven't run away with the AL East, and they have some of their own problems, but it almost doesn't matter. Whatever they do, if you're just a garbage team or just not a good team, you can't hit, well, it doesn't matter. If you get into the playoffs, you're just going to get wiped out in the first round. And even the starting pitching, which is, again, I'm not going to put this latest stretch of games on the starters, really. I know Cole had the bad start. But again, not as stellar as they were at the beginning of the season, when collectively they're the best ERA of any starting rotation. They were doing some historic stuff there. Now, ironically, that was before Cole joined the team. So again, I don't really think it has anything to do with Cole there, but it's just the starting rotation also, and some of the pitching. Again, they need to tighten it up as well. But really, it's on the offense right now. Just you're not getting enough, and mainly DJ, Torres, and just some of the other guys there. Volpe has been slumping, and just collectively, you need more than just the 2 guys to do that. So that's the episode right now. We'll see what happens in the next stretch of games. Going to get the trade deadline just around the corner. I think the Yankees are going to have to make a decision on DJ, definitely, and maybe see if they could bring in a legit second baseman that could hit and contribute to offense, not just hit 220 or 230 like Gleyber Torres does there. We'll catch you next time.